Morning.
Good morning. I never wear morning did right now anyway.
Yeah, but it's morning here and now, so here we are. Sonia's well color-coded with the background, as you can tell.
Yeah, it's cold. And I'm in shorts, I don't know why, but it's cold.
You look great. Speaking of looking great, we have survived a year of fostering 3 boys, unexpectedly, unannounced, unapologetically.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just listening. I'm just here for the show. I'll just smile. Anyway.
You kind of have to say something today. So today, it's been a while since we've sat and had a chat about life in general, and so I wanted to take some time today to address the 1 year later, how things have gone for us, for the boys, for the arrangement, the relationships, the family unit that we are continuing to grow and evolve here as part of this retirement journey. And so I'm not going to do any fancy editings on this one. We'll warn you ahead of time. There will not be clickbaity material. This is just an authentic conversation with Sonia and I. I've got 10 questions for us to address, and we're going to dive in and kind of have a little reflective conversation today about what this past year has looked like in its entirety, and how things have progressed, and maybe what things haven't progressed, and where possibly we see things going in the next year to come. You ready?
I'm tired.
I'll take that as a yes. So, for those that don't know, we had an incident about a year ago where the boy's father passed away unexpectedly, and they needed a place to stay. At the time, Dave was living with us already, and so it was requested of us if the boys could move in. By the boys, actually. Craig actually asked if they could come live with us, and at the time, there wasn't a whole lot of options available, and we felt it was the right thing to do, so we would try it out. And here we are a year later, alive and well. And so we're going to dive into 10 simple questions. Not going to spend too much time on each, although they are a bit thought-provoking, and see what we think about them. And you ready? Shoot! First question. What has been the most rewarding moment with each of the boy over the past year that we can recall, and why did it stand out to us?
What is what?
The most rewarding moment for each of the boys that we've had so far while they have lived with us this past year.
Yeah, about experience with...
We're talking about rewarding, Sonia. Don't worry, that question's coming up. Rewarding, yes. What is some of the most rewarding moments that we can recall with the boys this past year? Any particular boy or moment stand out for you as saying like, wow, that was a good time?
Yeah, with Junior, he has his moment, but he has one. I think he helped me when I was around the back. He helped me with the clothes and things, Although it's their clothes, but he still come and help a little bit. Although it's clean, but he left.
So that unprompted assistance?
Yeah, and he had to clean up the yard. So, yeah.
Yeah.
When he's home, anyway. And also Dave too. Dave helped sweep the yard, and I helped him take up the rubbish, and he showed him where and things. So they help.
Okay.
They listen to him more. Craig.
Let's think about a rewarding moment for Craig.
Everything God about Craig.
Rewarding moment for Craig.
Well, Mr. Craig,
Craig does well.
Support him room and in he do whatever he need, and he come on my back and he would talk to me and thing. When nobody enough people know enough on, I know. But me and he run my back, I think last week. When I was watching, he come down there and he stand up and he talk to me as Christian and thing when his friend was here. So, yeah, I had a good time with Craig. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I like.
And he's quiet, so.
That's a reward in itself.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I like seeing Craig take Mars on his bicycle. I think that's an enjoyable experience, knowing that all three of the boys do pretty well with the grandson. Dave does probably the most interaction with him. But yeah, Craig will take him on his bicycle, and I think that's a fun experience to see when they help out the kids younger than them. So I would say that for Craig. For Dave, he's received a few merits from school. Not demerits, he's gotten a few of those too, but he's received a few merits from school. And I'm glad. It was enjoyable to get to go to the National Stadium and see him run. Although maybe he didn't do his best, the best as he could. I like having them in the kitchen when they're listening and want to help out with making the dinner on Saturdays most times. I would say, I mean, it's tough, like an actual specific moment that's like, this was amazing, the most ever. I think anytime there's a small little moment of like, wow, you did something without having to be asked, or you see them interact in a positive way with their peers or with the littler ones around them, I think that's the most rewarding. When it's unprompted and you get to witness it and you're not a part of it, right? Like you're not directing traffic, so they say. You're letting things play out authentically, and when they have a moment that you can be proud of that may not seem like a big deal, like those are the little moments are probably the most rewarding. And I wish I could say there was a huge, big, fancy, exciting thing that happened, but I'm at this point focusing on the smaller victories, I guess, and washing your plate without having to be asked when you're done eating. Like,
I think you say you weren't talking about those. You're talking about reward. So I don't know where.
We're talking about rewarding, like mationally fulfilling for you. Like what was the most this past year? Some of the most best memories you've had about doing this, making this commitment, and seeing any sort of progress or growth with them.
I think you're going far beyond where you say you're going. Talking about what being the best reward.
Next question, because Sonia wants to sit here all day and I don't, so I guess I'll have to be doing some editing after all.
No, I don't.
Next question. What has been the most challenging aspect of fostering, and how have we worked together to overcome it?
They listen to you more than me.
So
I will
that's
talk and they don't listen. Or probably I as you said, I'm asking them a question and not telling them what to do. Yeah.
okay.
They don't listen. And then backchat. And then kiss and teeth. And then tell her or whatever they want. Shout at you.
So,
Especially me.
okay.
I don't know. The respect that I'm looking for from them is not there.
Right. Yes, they have as many have observed and commented, a genuine lack of what some might consider just integral respect. Just this idea that they're to treat others more, I don't know, I can't think of a better word besides respectfully. Like it's just, yeah, like there are moments that they choose not to, and it's frustrating. And as Sonia has reiterated, yes, I think they have a genuine lack of ability to listen. I can't think of a better way to say that. Like it's tough. Like, but it's been a year, and that's where I'm not saying they didn't go through a traumatic experience, but a year later, and having the structure and the consistency and the expectations continuously, yeah, I would say the lack of continual growth has been frustrating. Like, I want them to do better. You know, I just told you this morning. Like, every day I want them to get up and just try their best. Every day. Like, I might go to bed Sunday night or Monday night or whatever night, like upset and frustrated, and may have said some things to ease my mind and let them have it. But the next morning, it's a restart, it's a refresh and a new day, and then 30 seconds into it, one of them does something they shouldn't, and or does something neglectfully, and it's just like,
as I said, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
Tired? Ask her how late she stayed up last night.
It's not that late. It's not
midnight.
Late. I'm talking about just being generally just tired, talking. I'm tired.
Okay.
Frustrated, and I'm tired.
The second part of the question is, how have we worked together to overcome it? I've attempted to continue to encourage Sonia to, rather than just express her feelings of emotions at the time and when that situations arise, to provide consequences. And it's the reason I feel that they listen to me more is because, let me finish, I know it's coming, load up, is, first of all, they predominantly had a male role model or figure in their life. Their dad was around, that primary caregiver, so there's that working against us. But secondly is like, yes, if I tell them to do something and they don't do it, they know there's a consequence coming. Sonia tells them to do something, they don't do it, Sonia's going to tell them again and again and again, and then they're going to ask a question why they're not doing it, and then it gets just left at that. And so that's just my perspective. I'm not downplaying anybody, I'm not trying to insult anybody, I'm just saying, if we can follow through, both of us, consistently with, I call them if-then statements, right? If you don't do this, then this is going to happen. And that's something that we are needing to continue to work on.
Yeah, the last time I remember I told Junior to do something in the house, and I said, if you don't do it, I'm going to take away the iPad. He turned to me and said, it's not mine, them. They are for Tyler. And I said, did you go to the state and bring them down here? No, but it's Tyler one. Tyler says it's his one, so only Tyler can take them away. And basically, on the PS5, it's just the same thing. So I just leave them alone, because it's not mine. And I'm like, everybody that does it, it's not only them that live in the house do it, everybody do it. And it's kind of frustrated and disrespectful to me. Yeah.
And I've continued to reiterate that we are a unit. We are one. Two became one a long time ago.
But they don't understand that. They think I'm just a helper here that's just helping out them in the house. That's what they take me for.
So like,
so they can do anything they want with me. They can tell me anything. They can listen or whatever, because I'm just their helper. And which, in case they don't understand, we are just the same. All of us is just the same, whether Tyler is white, black, whatever, all of us is just the same human being. We have said blood of, morning, I've said blood of flow through your body or whatever, it's just the same. Yeah.
Well, long story short, there are things we're continuing to work on and be consistent about, and I think providing consequences is definitely one that I will continue to try to get Sonia to enforce, to reinforce. Like, I mean, it's there. I don't know. It's an ongoing challenge, and I think that's the easiest way to sum it up. Any particular things that we've noticed in the growth of the boys over the course of this past year, either emotionally, socially, or academically? I know firsthand, Junior's reading has gotten a lot better. Even though he's still working on phonetics and sounding out words, his sight word list has grown immensely, and his ability to recognize words based on a few letters has grown, which is its own achievement. And his math skills are definitely improved. So academically, I would say Junior has definitely made a lot of progress, especially with the consistency of expecting him to actually do homework. And even though he might not be thrilled about it consistently. I think he has made a lot of gains over this past year academically.
Although sometimes in life, then I get homework.
Sonia, we're focusing on growth right now. On the growth of the boys. He's lied less. He now has a homework notebook where he is expected to show me on school nights what his homework is supposedly. And yes, honesty is something that we're working on with all of them, but we're focused on positive growths we've seen.
Okay, positive growth. Yes, I see positive growth in Dave.
In what way?
Dave home and he doing homework.
Yeah.
And nobody tell him to do it. He didn't do it.
Dave is definitely of the three
Yeah.
he has the most initiative when it comes to taking care of his academic responsibilities. Even though they may not be as done as to the best of his ability.
But he tried. Kind of.
I don't know if I say-
When me see song, I try. Me see song, I do it. Even if he in the on phone, I look up stuff or whatever, but he's still doing it.
Well,
He still do it.
I think we have there's a spectrum of the word try, because when I see him look at a question, type the question into his phone, write down the answer the phone provides him, and not even make an attempt to understand what he's actually doing, I don't classify that as trying. Is the homework done? Technically, yes. But if the goal of the homework assignment is to him actually learn
Or to put sentence together.
or understand what he's actually writing, I would say he's falling short there. I'm frustrated with Dave because he has a lot of potential academically, and he wants to get it done as quick as possible and painlessly as possible, and doesn't want to actually internally take in the information and process it. His idea of getting homework done, which is a survivalist mentality, is there's the question, type it into my phone or my iPad, there's the answer, I write it down, I'm done. But I guess that is, in a sense, yes, at least he does that, because some of the others, not so much. But we're focusing on growth.
What's great growth?
Like,
I don't
what
know.
gains have they made, emotionally, socially, or academically? I know Junior's academics is great, has done well.
Because emotional.
Emotionally, he still resorts to throwing little tantrums whenever he doesn't go. He's a baller. He cries.
Yeah.
He's on cue every time. Pulls at the heartstrings. These tears of
Joy.
no, man. It's amazing. Like, we should get him into acting, because he can turn on tears for anything. Whether it's money, whether it's homework, whether it's making the bed, whether it's
Packing plates.
packing plates. The tears are on automatic. It's quite impressive. But yeah, we're still moving forward. Gains with Craig.
Craig will do it sometime. Sometime, most of the time, come inside and get homework video. Sometimes inside and get homework, I don't know.
So yeah, we're only focusing on positive gains. Emotionally, socially. Well, what's something that growth that you've seen in him, either from a developmental standpoint, a initiative standpoint? Craig actually had a friend over, Lamar. You guys probably saw him in a little episode. We had him over for the weekend. That's the first interaction I've seen of him with some good male positive influences, I presume. Lamar, if you're watching, shout out. He was very respectful, and I don't know. Craig is.
I don't want to say nothing about them. I don't watch them most of the time. I'm like, not
What's something
around them.
positive we can say about Craig over this past year?
Craig sit down with the iPad all the time over here.
Sonia?
Well, me not have nothing positive to say about it,
Not
because I
one
don't
positive
know.
thing.
I don't know. Me not see Craig do homework much. Unless he asks if
Okay,
he's
academics is not something that Craig has expressed much interest in. Okay, let's move on from that. I would say I do enjoy the interaction that Craig has with Morris. I think he's respectful and helps him out and has a genuine, ness about it that is respectable to see. Emotionally,
It's not that emotional anymore. He was before we come here from live, but from that, I haven't seen him. I must say only for 2 times I've seen get emotional when they say something about him or whatever. Then.
yes,
Yeah,
he's had
but
some
other
fights
than that-
at school. He's had some fights with Dave. But
Like,
like,
because they fatiguing.
yes.
They
So-
bother them, and then when they hit him and they hit him hard, him vex and then he start fight. That's the thing with Dave. Yeah, and then he match up place.
Honey?
Tyler, I'm just trying it out. If it's a positive, whatever, I'm just trying it out. I don't care.
Right, we'll get to the
You know
challenging
what?
parts. We're focusing on the positive parts.
But you're talking different stuff too, so I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to say something nice about Craig.
Craig's a nice human being. All of them is a nice human being. All of them do whatever they want when they want.
Honey, no, I didn't say that. I said you don't have to balance out the weight scales here. No, I said just something nice.
Craig's a nice human being. Well, Craig is a nice
Could
human
you provide an example? What do you mean?
No. Craig is just a nice human being. He's just a nice person. He has a nice personality. What?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to think.
You said something positive and something positive.
Yeah, that's a very
yes.
good blanket statement, dear. Like, but no, I'm for me myself. I'm trying to think of something positive to say about Craig,
Oh,
and I'm struggling. And I'm not trying to be rude about it. I'm not trying to, like, everybody has their great qualities. Craig will do something if you ask him enough times. Craig will stop doing something if you ask him enough times.
that's still not positive.
I know. I'm working on it. I've mentioned Craig's interaction with Mars. I think that's enjoyable. But this
Craig's
is bad.
interaction with me is very enjoyable. I never
Craig
wrote
is
to me.
respectful towards you.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go. There. Craig respects Sonia the most out of all three boys.
That's why I say Craig is a very nice human being. I have nothing else to say.
Me, on the other hand, Craig and I do not get along sometimes. And when I say sometimes, I mean certain times a day. Like, I'm positive. We'll move on. Dave?
Now Craig will be here the whole time and nobody knows say nobody in the house. Because
Okay.
Craig just sit down about in one business. Do one thing unless me call him to do something then he come
Right. All right. Dave. Growth in Dave. Dave.
Tyler, I'm not gonna say, you know what?
No, positive about. This is the positive part. Positive growth about Dave. Dave and Mars do really well together.
Dave and kids do well.
Dave and younger
Dave
kids.
and younger kids do well together, but older kids, not so much. I don't think so.
Honey.
But
Okay.
Craig and
Sonia.
Dave and younger kids,
Positive.
we do things. We'll be.
Dave has the most initiative of all three of them to take care of his responsibilities. He's not perfect at it. He's still got room to grow, but he has the biggest, I think, capacity to just get up and do something without having to be asked, or only asked once. He's setting the bar of expectations for the other two. That's a fair, accurate statement. It's not? Why?
Them bed make.
No, his bed's not made this morning. I'm saying in general. Remember your Craig is nice blanket statement? I'm saying in general, Dave has the most initiative out of all three of them to do whatever it is that should be done. Like you mentioned, he does his homework without having to be asked, even though the depth of it may be lacking. He gets to school on time most of the time without having to be yelled at too many times. We're gonna go on to the next question. Okay.
Where's my kids? We don't want where it is.
What is one unique strength or one unique quality for each kid? And how can we continue to see that one shine and grow?
A unique.
Unique. One thing unique to each kid.
It's unique again. How they carry themselves.
One unique personality trait that each of them have. One quality, one strength that we can continue to focus on improving since we see it in them.
Crying with
No.
Junior.
Quality, Sonia.
But I don't know what you mean. If you give me info, I'm go look at myself.
Quality means like a positive attribute, something that is unique to them as an individual. For Junior, I would say his emotions. could be considered a quality. He's a very emotional child. He can be super happy and giddy and dance like no one's watching, and he can be super emotionally and sad over things that he maybe should not be emotionally sad about. So Junior's quality is expressing emotion. And we can continue to work on showing and reminding him the appropriate emotional response given whatever the situation is when the situation happens. I like that he shows emotion. Unfortunately there's a stigma of males that they shouldn't be emotional, but Junior is definitely emotional, and I think we can continue to work on not correcting but tweaking his emotions so that they're appropriate for the situations in which they show up.
Everybody have emotional, whether male or female, it doesn't matter what gender you are.
Yes. What's a unique quality about Craig? One unique skill set or
Craig love fixing bicycle.
Well, I'm gonna tweak that a little bit and say Craig loves fatiguing around things. That's still a quality. Like, he likes tinkering. Is that a good word? Tinkering. Like, whether it's a bicycle, whether it's things that are not his that he maybe shouldn't touch without asking. Like, he likes manipulatives we use in the education where he likes playing with things.
He likes to show up all the headphone card.
And chewing thing, yeah, we're working on that. Identifying what's food versus not food. But no, I think yes. I think we could continue to grow Craig's curiosity about, I think, maybe how things work or how things come apart or how things go back together again. So whether that's fixing bicycles, maybe we start, getting some puzzles maybe. The board games have been a big improvement, I think, with everybody getting together and getting to interact together. And that takes some tinkering. So Craig likes to tinker. Dave, he has the discipline to save for things that he wants. He has the capacity to get the bigger picture, even though it might not be immediate gratification. Down the road, he knows he'll be able to get something. Craig's currently saving for a phone. He's almost there. He showed an initiative for that. Dave's bought the most items with his savings so far. That's a cell phone and the PlayStation wheel, and now he's focusing on the next item, whatever that might be. So yeah, I think we can continue to work on showing and understanding that, delayed gratification is a learned behavior, and it's very difficult, especially for kids that age, even for adults. And so I think that's a great skill set to have that we can continue to foster. Ooh. Are there any parenting strategies or routines that have worked particularly well for us?
The thing that works for you is parenting strategies, taking away their stuff.
Yeah,
their
removal
phone,
of
their whatever is technology.
Mm-hmm.
You will take away from them. No, only TV. Then I can get on TV and say no.
Yeah. So yes, the removal of things that bring them joy has been a great consequence to provide for them, and something that I think they've now grown accustomed to and understanding that if I do something wrong, I don't get to play on something I enjoy, and so that has been a good structure for them to have. Likewise, I think schedule has been a really good structure for them.
Mm-hmm.
We have all kids, all walks of life that don't actually live here are leave on school nights at 8:45, 9 o'clock on the weekends for the most part. There's a little bit of wiggle room if we're doing something in particular, but that's been a good structure. The front gate grill closes at 9 o'clock. They're expected to be in the house. Shower routines have been pretty consistent. Getting up for school has been consistent, although it's a constant, what I'm going to call a teenage reminder, but that's I
the
think
only
that's
person that's hard to, I don't mean to cut it, but the only person that's hard to wake up on morning time is Chris. The other two,
it's
Dave
not about
and
just waking
Junior.
up though.
Well, what? Getting out of the house on time.
Right, because if Junior wakes
Well,
up and goes to lay down on the couch for another
yeah.
half an hour, that's not like he actually woke up with anything. So
That's true. Then they wake up and move around as kids. They lay around when they wake up. They morning Desmond. They move around when they wake. They not even like get up and do things. Or for instance, this morning tell them pack one of them to pack plate. Like Anybody want the chores done for the day, go pat the plate or feed the chicken. Nobody pat the plate. Junior go feed the chicken. The other two,
Well, Dave wanted to feed the chicken, but Dave went to go get the back grill key and forgot that the chickens were actually needed the front grill key.
well,
so
that you could have packed the plates though.
he could have, but he didn't.
Well,
But at the overall, I think strategy and routine has worked. Is structured schedule has worked. Bedtimes 10:30 or before then, oftentimes, and wake ups at 6:30. So yeah, just having a consistent schedule, I think, has been a very productive attribute for our survival.
yeah, but they go to the bed earlier than 10:30.
Right, and they're finding out that maybe 10:30 is a little too late. They negotiated to 10:30 and they often don't make it, which is
Yeah.
nice to see.
The only person who will sit down up and wait till 10:30 to go with that you.
Mhm.
The other two,
Yeah.
two, they go to them bed to 10:15 or 10:22, whatever. But then I'll stay up till 10:30.
Right.
No, whenever it's a school night, no.
So on the flip side of that is what's something we might want to adjust moving forward as far as how we're handling the relationships. I know one thing that's different for this year for me is the adventures, right? Like last year it was a whole lot of firsts, a lot of hotel stays, even all-inclusive resort stay. We went to Dominican Republic, had a stay, and now that we've taken care of some of those firsts, first flights, first all-inclusive, first activities around here that they never got to do, I think now we're getting to the point where activities are kind of reward-based, right? They're a bit more, they can be individualized. We haven't pulled that trigger yet, but yeah, like we've kind of exhausted all of the local attractions, and so right now I want to be able to have enjoyable time and go out, but I think that the allure and the facade of sparkles and unicorns and rainbows of all of these firsts
And flowers and sunshines and rains and butterflies
whatever
flying
metaphor
outside.
works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that those have kind of been handled, I think we're now getting to the point where we want to do things that are deserved. We're also going to explore this year of just Sonia and I going and doing things without them, assuming we get ready to handle that one emotionally, and we'll figure out the details of that. There may or may not be an off-island trip this year. We have the financial means of it. We have the ideas and places we'd like to go, and depending upon how behaviors and interactions have happened, like they may or may not all be coming with us, or some of us come with us, and maybe not any of us coming with us. I don't know. But so that's what's going to be different for this year. It's like, how can we best use the resources that we have set aside for vacation and family time so that we can enjoy ourselves and we can reward those who we find are deserving to get to enjoy the reward. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So stay tuned for that one. Yeah, we're still.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Here's a fun one.
I think the thing is what they do. They take things for granted.
Right.
No, and although they're small, but
They're not small.
They have sense. They're not stupid. They're not.
They have enjoyed the luxury of this
When
lifestyle.
luxury done and they come back home, it's a different kids. It's a different vibes they're getting from them, and it's not nice.
Well,
Not a
that's a
good
very
feeling,
generalized
yeah.
statement, though. I think. Yes, I think there's a genuine lack of a demonstration of appreciation, and people have seen it, and people have commented on it, and we can. Yeah, so we're going to take some time and remove some of those. Hey, how come we're not doing this anymore? How come we're not doing this anymore? And have that opportunity for that conversation. Say, well, we'd like to do all these fun things, but this hasn't happened, or whatever it is. And so
It come with a price.
they come with an expectation.
Yeah, it come with a. Well, they would say it come with a price in Jamaica.
Okay.
If you need to do things or go to fancy places or whatever, it come with a price.
Yeah, so I think this year Sonia and I are going to spend more of those assets for the two of us than the entire family. We have entire family trips planned out, But I think, yeah, we're at that point now where the fires have kind of been put under control, and now that we're getting into more prolonged routines and interactions, I think, yeah, it's going to be more of us getting back to focusing on the two of us. Which leads me into my next question.
Don't get me wrong, I like these boys. They're nice kids.
There's a but.
If they have bigger put back in, it'll be so good. It'll be so nice. Your home would be so.
You can't do it for them though. That's the thing. Like, you have to let go of the reins a little bit and let them fall on their face and realize the world doesn't revolve around them. And it's not going to, because my goal, as shallow as it might sound, is knowing that they're not living with us for the rest of their life. I'm not providing it for them for the rest of their life. This is a temporary arrangement. And it's up to them to develop the skills necessary to become independent, functioning young adults. And that's my overarching goal. Ahead of any emotional travesty, I want them to leave this place when the time is and age happens to be able to function as independent young adults.
Yeah.
And that's my mindset the entire time.
Independent and respectable adults.
Yes.
Yeah. When they grow up.
And as the rain comes in, here's a fun one. How has fostering these boys impacted our relationship as a couple? I like how she laughs at that question. Like, so deep and meaningful and could be so profound, and she giggles. I think as a couple, as a unit, I think it's definitely given us some frustration, because we each approach situations differently, whether that's from our cultural background, our gender identity, and how we see things, and our life view, whatever. However, at the end of the day, I think it's actually made us stronger as a couple, because it's forced us to address situations that we either agree or disagree on, and process them and discuss them, or not discuss them and avoid them. It's definitely tested the dynamics of our different personalities. And for me personally, it's been about accepting that there are two viewpoints to every situation, and listening to the other person's viewpoint, whether I agree or disagree, and trying to figure out how best I can understand that perspective. Because it's sometimes not easy.
Nothing in life is easy. Whether a relationship or not relationship, nothing in life.
I think there's some easy things in life. Coffee was easy this morning. Thank you, shout out subscriber who bought me that coffee machine.
Okay, Tyler. Okay.
But do you think, I'm trying to envision like what the world would have been like this past year if we didn't have these kids in the house. I honestly, sometimes when I get frustrated, I have to sit back and say, I would be extremely bored if it was just Sonia and I sitting in a house all day, every day, in a big house with plenty of bedrooms, just staring at each other, wondering, what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today?
At least you have them come over anyway. They used to come over all the time.
Right.
And you used to give them book work. And the thing is this, when we just come here, every kids from the neighborhood used to come over, and you used to give them one book work to do in his summer holiday, right?
And we were going to save the world.
And then, yeah, you think so?
And
then all of a sudden, things.
I don't think it was all of a sudden.
Yeah, kind of a couple months after, or a month after, everything started to fall apart. Everybody started.
Apart.
Everything started to.
It didn't fall apart.
Everything.
We fine-tuned our expectations since the honeymoon phase is then over, and those that could meet the expectations chose to continue to come over, and those that haven't have chosen not to.
Yeah.
And we're still working on that balance. And school days are a great balance. We get this time together. The kids are at school. A school day has certain chapters, right? The morning chaos of getting the kids off to school. Then the calm of, hey, the kids are gone, we can relax, enjoy some quality time together. Go out, grab a few things, grab lunch, whatever. Get back, have an afternoon coffee, or a copy of whatever you need to copy. Mars comes in, starts the process again, and all the boys come back from school, and then we have the evening together. I think the school day is a nice, structured, scheduled day of chaotic time, downtime, a little bit chaotic time, more chaotic time, and then downtime. So I enjoy that balance. Okay. So do you think that, I mean, this, how has these kids affected us as a couple in your perspective, in your mind? Positive, negative, anyone?
Not affect me at all. I just need them to have manners.
It's not the question. The question is
How
how
not
has
affect
it,
me?
has it affected our relationship one bit?
Maybe, me no know.
Okay. Okay. What are the boys' biggest needs right now?
One, like siren.
I mean, like developmental needs, not like what do they want. No, like what are their needs, Sonia? Like where do we need to focus our life energies towards for each of them? I continue to
My God. Set a goal for them. Tell them to save up for whatever future they have, not for just material things.
Sonia, when I say needs, I mean like developmental needs, like things.
When I talk about them brains develop,
Well, just
Are
how can we best support their growth at this point in time, whether that's physically, mentally. My biggest thing that I go back to is just continued structure and discipline. Consistent structure and discipline. I think all three of them need. Like, these are the expectations. You choose to meet them or you don't choose to meet them. You meet them, you get XYZ reward and praise for it. You don't meet them, these are the consequences. That's my biggest goal for this year, is just to be as consistent as possible, as level-headed as possible. I'll still cuss when I feel the need to, but providing a consistent, structured, disciplined household is what I think all three of them need to continue to grow. The biggest need, anyway. Besides more great cooking, because they don't seem to complain too much about that.
but what?
I think they also need a positive female role model in their life too. No pressure.
You know, the other day Craig come to me and say, Sonia, how much about your sing feeling about him? And I said,
You said,
no,
you will not touch my sink,
no,
child.
I
heard that, yes.
Me told him no. Me watching myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still look funny again. I'm like, he's the only one that come out and you think can watch it.
Sonia, he had a chore to do from not
Yeah.
doing his academic assignment earlier in the week that he was trying to make up for. Don't think that just came out of nowhere, genuineness, left field.
Okay.
He was trying
Wait a
to
minute,
find something
no.
he could do in the house that hadn't already been done because it was weekend catch-up and he didn't get something done earlier in the week.
Okay.
Although for him to come up with that on his own, I will give him that credit. And Sonia said no. But that's all right.
I don't know if it's something I should let him do or no.
They have their own sink.
Yeah,
No, he should be doing his homework assignment for the week and not having to make up chores on the weekend to try and save face.
no.
So, good. All right. Do we have any goals specifically for each kid for this upcoming year? Goals for the kids.
Like academic goals in
It could be
school?
academic, communication, education, confidence, emotional.
Well, then I will get all A's in school. You remember when we used to tell Jalen, say if they get all A's in school, they get a prize. I think mom used to do it. Your mom, remember
Yes,
when mom used to
I used to get rewarded. Well, actually, it
Yeah.
became the expectation. They
Yeah.
tricked us. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
how come you didn't get an A?
Yeah, you used to do it with you, with
Right.
Jade and Giant them. And Nathan,
Right.
especially because they threw Nathan this globe and behind and things, so you used to do that with him too. But I don't know, with these kids, should we do that? I don't know.
So I think my goal for Craig specifically is to compassion.
Have
To
compassion against
compassion, to try to better understand other people's feelings and how other people perceive his actions. I'll have to word this in a way that he'll understand, but in general, it's about being able to recognize a situation and say, I'm going to do this because of this, or I'm going to do this because justifying any sort of his actions is been always a challenge. Like even this morning, We had some smoothies we left over that I had made yesterday. I said, okay, you guys can have smoothies. I poured some for Junior, poured some for Craig. Junior got up from the table to go feed the chickens. Next thing I know, Craig's taking Junior's smoothie cup and pouring it into his. And I caught him doing it. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I wanted some of his smoothie.
It's because he's not drinking it. He wasn't drinking it till he
Because he didn't finish it, I'm gonna take his. Not gonna ask. Not gonna. You know, that's the point. Like, he's not thinking about, hey, I'm taking somebody else's things that I haven't even asked for, and to me, it's okay. Case in point, last night, I told him, okay, you can play the PS5 or yesterday till 1:30 yesterday afternoon. At 1:45, he was still playing. Not only was he playing, he was playing on Dave's steering wheel. And I specifically told him when he asked me if he could use the wheel before he even started playing, hey, call up Dave and see if it's okay with him because it's his wheel now. He paid for it. He didn't get a hold of Dave, and he just took it upon himself because Craig wanted to, that he's going to do it anyway. So my goal for Craig is to try and make better decisions based on an understanding and making an effort of how other people might feel about their decisions, whether that's taking something of theirs, using something of theirs. I don't know. That's my biggest goal for Craig, and to justify his actions. Why did you choose to do that? Whatever it might be, have a reason besides nothing. That's my Craig goal.
Or not lying about them sending you to shop and you come back and lying and say, you know, come to me.
Lying for all three of them, yeah.
And
lying for all three
said
of them.
you don't get back no change after you go buy rice only, and you come back, you get $2,000 to go buy, and you
Right.
come back and I say, you know, no change on the receipt. I said, you know what, Craig, carry change on the receipt, go get Tyler here. In saying that, I say, okay, Craig, I say, make sure you carry go get Tyler it change and the receipt have Tyler money. But that's the only way we can do to get him if he understand, said, okay, a Tyler one, you need to carry go give him. Can you just put on your walk with that kitchen left me and just tell me that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, Craig, it's not $2,000 if 3 or 4 pound of rice you say you go buy.
Right.
Can you go tell me, say, 4 pound of rice, let me take up here and go like this now, me, and they said, no, that's not 4 pounds.
I know 4 pounds of rice.
Yeah, because let me tell you,
Where's
I've
the other
been chopping
pound?
long
It's
time.
little,
What
right?
did you tell me for, you idiot?
Wow.
I was going to call him back and say, Craig, this is a glad for one thing. And I said, no.
So yes, honesty is for all three of them. That's for sure. Because anytime you ask a question, Junior's the first one to say, "But not me. I didn't do it." What does he say? Not me. Not my own. Not me. I didn't do it.
Yeah, there is some drop on
Anami.
the floor.
Anami. That should be a word. Anami should be a word. I don't know how you'd spell it, but anami. Anamine. Anami. That's
I think they need to
consistent.
think different.
well.
Whether
that's
it's not
great,
you
but
drop stuff in the house or whatever, pick you up and you live here.
yeah,
Just
doing
sit
the
and
right
take
thing
it
when
off.
no one's looking.
Yeah.
That would be great. More of that.
Yeah, just take up your phone to me, you leave it there. Normally, when we were in the state and we have puppies in the house, sometimes we go down and pick up the dog food. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. Yes, true.
Okay.
Here, then say, then we have a funny walk in the house and I'm not here. I pick them up, because now I see it.
I think, getting back to the question, I think for Junior, my goal for Junior is to continue to expect higher academic performance. Because he can write really well. He has the capacity to learn. He just has never learned the desire to want to learn. And for him, and even for Dave as well, like it's just, can I get it done as fast as possible so that I can go do something else? So I think, for all three of them, yes, I want them to try to have a better effort with their academics. Like that's their job right now. Your job as a student, your job is to learn something. And you come home and I ask you what you learn, and you just say math, it's not good enough. What topic did you cover? How did you end up solving this problem? Like, they're really good at writing down what's on the board, kind of.
Or read it, I don't know.
But then to read it and to process it and to apply it, not in the ballpark, not even close. So education, then yeah, focusing more on the comprehension of their activities. And we'll see. Number 9. How can we involve the boys more in family decisions or activities to strengthen their sense of belonging? I think every Saturday I ask them, but before I even get to Saturday, like, what do you guys want to do for your Saturday? What do you guys want to do? What do you want to eat? And they come with and help get the items. I think that's been fun. Shopping, getting the experience of interacting with shop sales and merchants. That's been a good activity. Finding the items they're looking for to make a recipe, even if it's just chicken nuggets and salad, whatever we come up with. That's been enjoyable. I want to keep doing that. As far as trips go, they definitely have a say. I know when we went to Dominican Republic, Dave helped generate a list of all. He did some research and looked at the places online that he wanted to visit, and we got to most of them, which was very enjoyable. I think we're going to continue to encourage that. We are trying to get a trip planned for the Easter holiday break. Haven't finalized anything yet, but yeah, the activities that we will do will be based on their interests. Because I'm perfectly, and I know Sonia is too, content just sitting around and talking story or watching TV for a bit.
No,
So
I don't like watch TV no more. Anytime I start watching TV, I sleep.
Really, except when I recommend a great movie. I'm telling him. Could you believe this movie came out in 2010 and Sonia hasn't seen it? I made Sonia sit down and not fall asleep, which she didn't have a problem doing. She watched Eat, Pray, Love. Julia Roberts, oh yeah. We watched it together. It was great. She got all sappy in the end. But she made it through the whole movie.
It was enjoyable.
Red. Anyway. Yeah, so we will continue to encourage the boys to help us with the decisions for the outings that we do. Simply because it's not that I don't care about going out, but emotionally I don't get super like, oh my gosh, we just did this. Like, it doesn't affect me much. Like I'm at an age now where I'm just like, if you guys say that, we can go on, I guess.
You were talking the show, because I'm sure said it's affect you if you go. Remember when we went to the Dominican Republic, you want to see on roller skate?
That was terrifying, dude. Those were not roller skates. That was an electric scooter, and you're.
No, not electric.
Oh, roller skating?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Once we're there, I was like, well, if the shoe fits, I'm going roller skating. Someone didn't want to go roller skating, as you guys witnessed. But
I'm scared of doing, I don't know why I'm scared.
Anything.
I'll go in the ocean, but I don't swim. I'll go in the
Yes.
pool, but I don't swim.
We're going to continue. So the boys actually help us because they come up with these ideas, supposedly, and then we have to go with. And then since we're there, we might as well try some of it too. So we should be thanking them for these ideas. Last question. What legacy or values do we hope to leave with the boys, and how can we model those daily?
Legacy, I'll leave with them.
What values do you want them to walk out this door with one day that you can proudly say that you had an impact in trying to and developing those specific values?
Value is to go to school,
To value education.
get your, either you get a degree from the high school or you go, and you walk out with a certificate and say, I'm proud. This is what I've done.
Okay. So we want them to value their learning experience.
Yes. Not to go to school, no man mean to cut it, not to go to school and then you drop out of school and not graduate.
Which
from
may
high
happen.
school. So it's good to go to school and graduate from high school.
Mm-hmm.
Not be like me.
Another story for another time.
Yeah.
I want them to have
value school, value education, value uniform that you wear to school. Respect your school.
I want them to value other people's perspectives. I want them to value other people. I want them to value other people and not use people for their own self-gain. I want them to understand that to navigate this I don't know, this world, it's going to be much easier for them if they don't see people as things, as objects, just to get things that they want. I want them to value people for being people. I want them to try to gain an understanding of people's opinions, to gain an understanding of people's, backgrounds, to understand why people do the things that they choose to do. I want them to keep working on their honesty. That's great. Yeah, I want them to value and appreciation. I want them to get an appreciation for the people in their lives that have helped them in their life. Whether that's us, whether that's their teachers, whether that's their friends. Yeah, I want them to continue to be respectful, or try to be respectful. I want them to have the skills necessary, as I said earlier, to just be independent. To follow what things that they enjoy doing, find a way to monetize it, and be a positive contribution to society. That's my microphone dropping.
What's the value?
Well, that's what I want them to value. That's what I hope to continue to instill with them. Structure, discipline, respect, honesty.
Well, they gotta follow them school too. Don't go to school and fight.
Right, but all of those characteristics contribute to a positive school experience. School's not going to last forever, right? Like, then they need to find a way to survive and learn a skill, learn or develop an interest in something that's going to allow them to be able to function independently. I'm not going to be providing for them the rest of their life. I didn't do it with your kids, I'm not doing it with these kids.
Value their education, value their surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
Value whoever in their house. As I said, don't take people for granted.
Right.
Don't go on those people.
And I think in doing that, it's calling them out when they're choosing to do that and saying, this is not okay, this is why it's not okay. And that's what we'll continue to work on. Ooh, how can we model those values daily? I like the idea of consistency and structure. We're continuing to model that. I like the idea of my developing patience and tolerance, even though it's not perfect. It's much better than where it used to be. I think us valuing each other's opinions is going to help model for them how to interact with people even when you disagree. We're not perfect at that either, but we're trying. I hope they value great food, because when they don't have someone making great, authentic Jamaican food for them one day, they're gonna miss what they had, hypothetically speaking. Final words?
It's not even value the food or whatever. Value other people perspective.
Yeah?
Yeah, just value, respect other people, respect adults. Don't treat adults like your kids them out or the young kids them out on the road like a age group.
Yeah.
Because they're not. They are the one that providing for you. Don't treat them
And even if they're not.
in any way.
They are really respectful towards their teachers and principals. Like, don't get me wrong, like, they are very respectful towards their, outside of this household, they're very respectful towards authoritative figures. They have that value. It'd be nice if it was replicated in the house, and we're still working on that, as you guys know, but.
We're trying, I can only do so much though.
Right.
My patience and tolerance is wearing out. I'm kinda, as I said before, I'm tired.
Right.
Yeah.
So on that note, we're hoping for another interesting, adventurous year. We appreciate anybody that continues to help us out. I know I didn't mention this earlier, but for those that don't know, watching our ads pays for, or gets us revenue, and all of the ad revenue goes to help these boys. Right now, it's for schoolwork, school supplies, and some of the outings we do, and the meals that we provide for the kids here and the kids that come over on Saturdays. And it's been a very an enjoyable adventure. So I will continue to make videos, and thank the audience for continuing to watch and follow in this retirement adventure. And stay tuned, some more adventures are coming up soon.
Yeah, although I might not have a good speech or a good, what do you call it, I might not understand most of what I like asking, but I still can. I ask in Christian and then I can probably retaliate to whatever he's saying. But yeah.
Say goodbye, Son.
I understand most of whatever is going on. I don't know. But thank you for watching, and continue watching our video. And God bless all of you guys. And I wish you all the best for 2025.
It's like Sonia's on the phone. She can never just hang up the phone. She just has to.
I hang up the phone.
No, you didn't. So I can hang up the phone.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.
No, you said bye. That's it.
Bye.
That,
Bye.
no.
Bye.
Thanks.